Joining us now are Phil and Stacey, and we're going to be talking about fitness and the importance of having a qualified instructor. Welcome to the show. How are you both?
Hello, how are you?
Good. Now, your friendship goes back way back. Tell us about how you met. Stacey, tell us how you met Phil.
I actually met him outside of his old training studio. I was going to get my nails done, and he saw that I had a personal trainer, and he was trying to hire me immediately.
Well, when you're wearing a sign, right? When you're wearing a sign that says personal trainer,
he was trying to hire me. I wasn't sure if he was trying to pick me up or hire me. I wasn't sure which one.
She had an insignia from a local competitor.
Okay.
And she was walking. This is circa 2006. She was walking into the nail salon. I was walking out from my practice. We crossed paths. And an hour and a half later, I came back, and we crossed paths again.
Ooh, serendipitous.
And then we had a quick conversation. I never saw her a day before that, and then I started seeing her regularly all the time at a local Starbucks.
So, Phil, what got you personally started in fitness? We'll ask you first. What was your big why?
Well, I was an accountant. I was doing corporate finance, and I came back from a trip September 4th, 1997, and decided I was done with the grind, the corporate cubicle, and I decided I was going to start chasing the dream of being in health and wellness. So when I got back from this trip, I immediately began studying, and I started to volunteer in a personal physical therapy center and became a physical therapy assistant, and the rest is history.
Lovely. And how about for you, Stacey?
I had gone through a terrible first marriage. I was truly the stay-at-home mom. I had 2 kids, and I reached that point. I always loved to exercise, and I wanted to change my entire life, and that really is what happened.
Yeah, talking about changing and transformations. Over the years, what are some of the results that people that have worked with you have been able to achieve? Have you seen a lot of transformation over the years? I'm sure you have.
You want to answer that?
Well, I mean, the biggest problem that we see is that people are boxed into their own bad behaviors. Change is very difficult. Behaviors are very hard to change in most people. And you see that in the societal trends, because 50% of the population is over 50. You'll get there one day, so you'll be with us. Over 50, 17% of that population is over 65, and the aging population is now 1 in 8 people are obese. 1 in 5 people die from coronary artery disease. You have 145 million people that are diabetic or becoming diabetic. And in this same span of time, there's been a litany of many fitness centers that concentrate and focus on less about getting people to the end goal. So it's a twofold problem. It's a problem that people don't want to change their behaviors, and the fitness centers that are not serving up a very specific, directed approach to prescription exercise.
And that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on as well, because at Intelligent Fitness, one of the things that we were talking about backstage is the fact that everyone thinks that they can be a fitness instructor, right? But they're not really trained well, right? Which brings me to the point that you have developed a workshop or a training mechanism to help people. And what is that? And why did you decide it was really critical at this point?
You want that or you want me that? You take that.
You guys are so cute. I'm like, all right, honey, you do
I
what
am the boss in this relationship, and Stacey gives me permission to say so.
Well, it's got to be working because you're still together, and after all these years,
we work together.
And you work together.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It started more because of the lack of trying to find the right fit for our business, because we do things in a very specific way. It is very basic. It's a small group training environment that we have. Everything is a little more customized and personalized, and we do have, it's almost like a family community. So finding the right fit for us has been very difficult, and then finding somebody who fits into what we want and molding them into what we want them to be has been very challenging.
Well, it's interesting because folks that we did about 60 interviews with folks from Indeed and across the industry, and what you find is that people lack the specific skill sets to work with people in prescription exercise. They mostly market themselves through their Instagram or their Facebook pages or their bodybuilding photos, and they lack a specific set of skills to work with people on a very high level. So I decided through the fitness certifications, I sat on a fitness certification committee for many years. I still sit on BOCE's fitness certification committee, and said, these are the specific skills that not only you need to work with people, but that you can earn a living wage for, so that you could do this as a professional and full-time, not as a moonlighter. And I
Right.
wrote a manual to that end.
And I believe that people's safety's at issue as well, right? If you're not going to someone and they're like trying to manipulate your body or move your body or tell you to move your body in a certain way, but they don't understand how body works, right? You're in danger zone.
And that's what I call the fitness cheerleader
Okay.
in all of these circuit centers, because
Okay.
now they've all popped up, the 30, 45-minute, 1-hour circuit centers that has a little cheerleader in there, and they lack the specific skills to work with people. It's a canned plan, one-size-fits-all program, and that doesn't work for people, and that's why you have this continuous rise in people with compromised wellness profiles.
Okay.
Which is why I said we'll share our skills with all the other trainers in the industry that made us successful, and then do a workshop, and then at that time say, we want this person, we want that person, we want to interview them, and then bring them into the fold of our business as our successors.
Lovely. Now, tell us, what are the fundamentals of a qualified fitness instructor? What do they have to have? What are the basics?
Well, you do all the hiring, so why don't you say who you're going to hire?
Yeah, what are you looking for? What do they need to have, Stacey?
Oh boy. I think, first of all, I think they need to, people skills are very important. I also need somebody who is, a lot of the fitness instructors are very consumed with how they look and everything like that. It's not about them, it's about the client. Especially because I teach a lot of classes, and I said, for me, the most important quality is someone who's really there for the people, and they can take themselves out of it. It's not their workout, it's not about them, it's about the person. But it's a huge problem in our industry.
I can see that, right.
You're here to make the clients stay better. You're here to make sure that they leave with a smile on their face, that they feel good. Because even though, yes, it's about exercise, a lot of people come for the community and they want to feel good. They want to feel happy when they leave. So I think the most important thing for me is that quality, is the ability to take themselves out of it and make it about the client. For me personally, that's always what I look for first. Then we look for the skills and all of that. And yes, and the other big thing is, you have to be careful not to injure somebody, but that's all the biomechanical stuff, which we go into teaching. But for me, that quality is first and foremost, because it makes the entire experience for the client better when you're there for them and it's not about you promoting how you look and all of that.
Okay, so it's personality based, and then it's technology based, right? And they're going to get a lot of the technology out of the work.
But we teach concepts in psychology and behavior and what to expect on the day-to-day and who you're going to work with on the day-to-day. That's the failure of a lot of the fitness certifications, is that they do give you mechanics and physiology and anatomy and all of those basic scientific ideas, but they don't tell you this is what the day is going to look like, this is who you're going to be with, this is what you're going to be faced with and up against, because there's a lot of psychology and behavior and emotions that go into the training experience with somebody. Not to mention, you're going to get involved in every aspect of their world. So you need to be a very high-functioning, balanced person that serves at the pleasure of the client. And that's why Stacey is saying you have to first and foremost understand it's about the client. And as she says, you don't want to be able to think you're going to set the world on fire and you've got stars in your eyes, because it's not about you.
Although we do love Richard Simmons, I still do. Can you hand me that book over there? Yeah. Come on, there's nobody better than him. So this is it. So Phil, it is simple, right?
Straightforward.
But comprehensive.
Comprehensive, simple, basic, straightforward, to the point. This is what the fitness industry looks like every single day, and what you need to do to work in it and make a solid living wage so that you can do it full time and pay your bills and save for your retirement and buy your cars and your mortgages and your vacations and cars, just like we've done.
Pretty cool. Personal trainers producer course. And maybe if somebody's already in the industry, but they just need to have a refresher, just kind of be rejuvenated in their own mindset, this might be a good choice for them.
It's taken people from good to great, and from good earners to great producers.
Love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like to share with our audience today? Because we're taping this during the eclipse, so I said, let it flow. Like today's just one of those days. So
it's just great to be able to actually put what we do and what we've been successful in learning through many, many mistakes in front of people so they don't have to make those mistakes. Because our goal as fitness professionals is to combat all of those things that I told you that we're facing in this world with obesity and diabetes and folks who are going down the road to becoming a statistic. The best answer to a medication to compromise wellness is health. And I know outrunning cancer myself, what saved my life was having a solid fitness profile, which got me through chemo and hospitalization.
Oh, I
So the-
appreciate you sharing that with us. I didn't know that you had that personal connection to that.
Well, when you're laying in a hospital bed and you realize that what's getting you out faster or getting you through with less chemo and less medications is that you had a solid
Yeah.
foundation of wellness going in, now I'm my own best advocate for, you need to do this, and I know why, because
Right.
I've been there and done that.
And if it worked for you, it'll work for them. I love that. I love that you're both other-centered and that you are really wanting the society to be better and more fit. So thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, Donna.
Intelligent Fitness, it sounds pretty intelligent to me. So you could look them up online. And as always, thank you for watching.